Jnanakosha, Puranas.
सर्गच्च प्रतिसर्गच्च वंशो मन्वन्तराणि च वंशानुचरितं चैव पुराणं पञ्चलक्षणम्.
Bhagavata Purana, drinking of Davanal, forest fire. After defeating Kaliya, Lord Krishna and all other people of Vraj felt extremely tired. They were very hungry and thirsty also, so they did not go back to Vrindavan, but stayed on the bank of Yamuna in the night. Because of intense heat of summer, surrounding forests had been shriveled. At midnight, those shriveled forests caught fire and the sleeping people were engulfed by it. They awakened, startled, and took shelter at Krishna. Seeing their horrified appearance, Lord Krishna drank the infernal forest fire and thus saved the lives of innocent people who had rested their lives at him with faith. Salvation of Pralambharsur. One day Balarama and Krishna were playing and were playfully grazing their cattle along with other cowherds in the forest, when a demon Pralamb arrived there with an intention of kidnapping Krishna and Balarama. The demon had come in the guise of a cowherd, but the god easily recognized him. They accepted his proposal of friendship, but were thinking about the way for his salvation. God thereafter summoned all his friends and said, "Pals, today we shall divide ourselves into 2 teams and play joyfully." Thus the teams were divided, and each team chose Krishna and Balarama as its captain respectively. It was stipulated that the members of defeated team would carry the members of winner team on their back up to the place pointed by them. Thus the game began, and soon both the teams reached a secluded place. At one time the team headed by Balarama won, so the members of Krishna's team were to carry them on their back. Demon Pralambhasur offered Balarama a ride on his back. Balarama agreed to ride on the demon's back, but as soon as he rode on the demon's back, the demon galloped, but he could not go far for not being able to bear Balarama's weight. Then the demon regained his huge, formidable size and tried to escape by flying. First Balarama felt terrorized, but soon he realized his real powers and hit on the demon's head with a powerful fist. The blow shattered demon's head, and he fell on earth dead like a huge mountain. Venugeet. Sri Shukadeva says, "O king, most of the time of Lord Krishna's boyhood passed in Vrindavana. There he gazed cattle and played flute. His flute had a divine enchanting sound. The gopis, girls, gathered around him under the influence of enchanting tunes. They also heard the enchanting Venugeet that fills one's heart with the memory of Bhagavat. One of the girls said to her friend, 'Oh dear friend, having the privilege of seeing Lord's beauty and receiving his kindness is the real salvation.' Another girl said, 'Oh friend, what penance this flute had observed that it has got a closer contact with lips of Nandanan, an epithet of Krishna. Even the siblings of his flute, trees and other vegetations are pleased with its fortune and are hence showering their leaves and flowers on him.' One more said, 'Oh friend, look, even Bhagavati Lakshmi has left her luxurious abode in Vaikunth and arrived in Vrindavan to have a look of Lord Devaki Nandana.' A gopi expressed her jealousy. 'Even this doe is better than us. Oh friend, look how engrossed is she looking at God, that her eyes are not blinking.' Hearing the sweet enchanting tunes of flute, even the heavenly elves gather in the sky over Vrindavan. They also see the beauty of Lord Krishna and showered the flowers of their braids on him. Even the cows forgot grazing when they heard the enchanting music of flute. The calves too forgot drinking milk and began to look at Lord Krishna with joy. This is the real devotion of Lord Krishna. You have to forget yourself in order to find him. Condition of girls of Vrindavana was exactly the same. After having the sight of Lord Krishna, they remembered nothing, not even the way back to home. They stood in the forest at its trance, completely tired, unaware of their self. A girl said, pointing to the fauna, "Look, oh friends, look at these birds. Do you know that these birds were the saints and sages in their previous birth? In this birth also they are sitting in a state of trance. Look, they have forgotten their knowledge hearing the sweet enchanting music of the flute. And look at Yamunaji. She is also ill to contain her exhilaration. She is eagerly splashing her waves to wash Lord's feet. Yet another girl said, "Look, friends, the clouds cannot see their Lord scorching in the sun. So they have covered the sun and shaded Lord Krishna. Now they are drizzling as if showering petals." A girl said, "Friends, look, these Bilanis are better than us. They have such a strong urge of Krishna's sight that when Govind returns home, they smear their body with dust of his feet. Blessed is this mountain which has dedicated its entire self in the feet of Brajanandan and feels overjoyed. It is his supreme devotee. Kanaya has infused even non-living things with life by his sweet tunes of flute." Stealing of clothes. The unmarried girls of Vrindavan felt as if their lives were dedicated to Lord Krishna. Each of them wished heartily to have Lord Krishna as her husband. So in order to get their desire fulfilled, all of the spinster girls of Raj began to take bath in Yamuna early in morning of Hemant season and worshipped goddess Katyayani. When Madan Mohan learnt that the spinster girls wished to marry him, he went to see them at dawn. The girls were bathing naked in the river. Their clothes were kept on the bank. Lord Krishna stealthily took those clothes and climbed on a kadamba tree. Lord had not stolen their clothes with malicious intentions. He had stolen them to remove their flaws and make them realize their real appearance, that they were not mere girls but pure souls. Without realization of the real self, one cannot experience the God. The girls were in fact the hymns of Vedas, sadhana, siddhas, sages and Brahmavidyas, Vedas themselves, that took the guise of girls to enjoy the vicinity of God. God removed their clothes that symbolized lust. Because of the Lord's grace, they all were able to enjoy God's company. Shukadeva says, "O Parikshit, thus Lord Krishna removed the shyness of the girls of Raj through his sweet talks. He derided at them, made them dance like puppets, and even stole their clothes when they were bathing naked, but they did not deter his action. Instead, they felt overjoyed by the close presence of their beloved Kanaya." Lifting of Govardhan. Sukadev ji says, "O Parikshit, one day Balarama and Krishna saw that many delicious kinds of sweetmeats were being cooked at home. With curiosity and politeness, they asked Nand and other elders, 'Father, which festival are you preparing for? Which god will be worshipped? What purpose will such worship serve?' Nand Baba explained, 'Sons, Devraj Indra is the god of clouds. It is because of Indra's grace we get rain. So these materials are being prepared to worship Indra. Krishna said, Father, every creature in the world enjoys, comforts, or suffers as per his fate. None of the gods can change the results. Action is prime in the world. One gets the results as per his actions. Even Indra is God as a result of his action. Anyone who performs 100 Ashwamedha yagas becomes Indra. But even after performing crores of Ashwamedha yagas, one cannot get a stay in Vraj. It is the duty of Indra to cause rain. So it will rain even if you don't worship Indra. But to feed the poor and satisfy them with clothes and other gifts is real worship. By their blessing we shall be more happier. I desire that with all these materials we should worship Giriraj Govardhan and distribute the prasad among the poor, with which their souls will be stated and will have the grace of God. Thus Lord Krishna told his father that all the people should worship unitedly and unitedly they should receive prasad. If you are ready to do as per my desire, it is all right. Otherwise, I will not worship your haughty God nor receive his prasad. Thus convinced by Kanhaya's wise reasoning, all the Gopas agreed to him. Nand Baba said, O Krishna, we are making all these preparations for you only and we will do as you say. We will worship Govardhan. For us, Govardhan is also like a god. It gives us grass, water and fuel, which are necessary for our lives. Thus we lords consent. They dropped their plan to worship Indra and resolved to worship Govardhan faithfully. Worship of Govardhan. On the Purnima full moon day in the month of Kartika, all the Gopas gathered near Mount Govardhan. During the night, all of them circumambulated the mountain. Lord invoked the Ganges by his wish and bathed Govardhan with her water. Then they put vermilion on it, offered basil leaves, flowers, and worshipped it. Brahmins recited hymns in its praise. To make the people believe in their rituals, Lord Krishna himself appeared on the mountain in a huge form and exclaimed, I am Giriraj, the king of the mountain, and began to eat the offering. But he as a child was still among the villagers who faithfully bowed before the mountain. Among them the child Krishna said, Look what a surprise! Giriraj has appeared himself and bestowed his grace on us. He has accepted our worship. Thereafter all the Gopas distributed prasad among themselves and felt supremely satisfied. Angry retaliation of Indra. Sukadeva says, Parikshit, when Indra learned that the Gopas had stopped worshipping him, he grew outrageous. In anger, he ordered the clouds to rain torrentiously over Vraj and cause heavy flood in Vraj region. In no time, dense clouds gathered over Vraj. Soon there was lightning, thunder, darkness and storm all around. Then it rained torrentiously. All the people took refuge at Lord Krishna and prayed him to save them from the anger of Indra. Lord Krishna said, Those who regard me as theirs are mine and I am theirs. So there is no need to worry for you. Saying this, Lord lifted Giriraj on his little finger and called all the people of Vraj along with their cattle under the lee of Govardhan. Then he ordered his wheel Sudarshan to absorb the water of the clouds so that not even a single drop could fall on earth. Thus for 7 days continuously Lord balanced Govardhan on the little finger. Thus Lord Krishna also came to be known as Giridhari. People who had gathered around him just kept on seeing Lord's moon-like face and hence did not feel thirsty or hungry. In fact, the comforts those people got during those 7 days were beyond verbal description. Lord held Govardhan on one hand and Conch in the other, while with the remaining 2 hands he began to play his flute. Hearing the tunes of his flute, all the people of Vraj began to dance with joy. After the rain stopped, all of them returned to their homes. When Indra learned about the happenings at Braj, he soon realized his mistake. Indra himself reached Braj and begged Lord for his pardon. Then he gave Lord a ceremonial bath with the milk of Surabhi. For protecting the cows, that the Lord also got one more name, Govind. Ras Leela. Sukadev related to Parikshit the tale of Kamadev's humiliation. Sridhar Swami calls Rasa Leela as Kama Vijaya Leela. Jagadguru Bhallabhacharya ji describes it as Lord's Divi Vihar. The purpose of describing this tale is just the common people should reflect on the selfless love of gopis for Lord Krishna and experience the love of God for them as well. Lord is an embodiment of rasa, pleasure. After conquering Brahma and other gods, the ego of Kamadev had surged to great heights. He therefore requested God to quench his thirst for war. God invited Kamadev to visit Vrindavana on the night of Sharad Purnima, full moon night in season preceding winter, and told him that on that divine night he would enjoy the company of crowds of gopis. If I have slightest passion for any of them, you will win, otherwise you will lose. That night Lord Krishna added more divinity, more brilliance to it with a resolution of ras with the help of Yoga Maya. It was a perfect night for the purpose. Flowers bloomed in Vrindavana. Full moon shone and gentle cool breeze blew from the banks of river Yamuna. Amidst this stimulating ambience, Lord Krishna began to play an enchanting tune on his flute. The tune attracted gopis, their passion surged to its zenith, and under the influence of love for Lord Krishna and as if in trance, all of them ran to meet their beloved Kanhaiya, leaving all their fear, bondages, patience, and shyness behind. Some of them were intercepted by their husbands and dragged back to home, but only their physical bodies stayed put, their souls reached Vrindavana. In Vrindavan, on the bank of Yamuna, gopis saw Vrindavana Vihari near their familiar Kadamba tree. Yogamaya adorned all the gopis from tip to toe. In fact, those gopis were not ordinary women. Parishit asked, gopis had not regarded Krishna as Parabrahma. What was the basis for their passion then? Shukadeva said, when a wretched person like Shishupala, who always abused Lord Krishna, could find supreme position, there should be no doubt for gopis who had such a profound passion for Lord. So gopis arrived and gathered around Lord Krishna. To test their devotion and enhance the honor of Kamadev, Krishna said to them, O gopis, the pure ones, it is not fit for you to stay here at this hour of night. Go and serve your husbands. Your duties must be first to your husbands' children and cows. They will be waiting for you eagerly. Go and console them. You can gain me by hearing, reciting, seeing. You need not sit here. Go to your homes. Gopis, however, said, Govind, we have come to you leaving all the mundane lusts behind. Now going back is like ruining our lives. It is the greatest misfortune if someone returns to mundane affairs even after being at your feet. These words that reflected divine feelings of gopis pleased Lord. He began to enjoy their company. But a feeling of ego began to creep in the minds of gopis because of Lord's closeness. They began to assume themselves as highly fortunate. To remove their ego, Lord disappeared right among them. Pitiable condition of gopis in God's absence. After the disappearance of God, gopis were perplexed. Their hearts burned with desire. They had dedicated their entire selves in the feet of Lord. They were entirely merged in the love of Krishna. Thus, driven by passion, gopis began to search Lord Krishna. They asked trees, creepers, vegetations for the whereabouts of their beloved. They then spotted his footprints at one place. Footprints of Radha were also there. Indeed, he would have carried her, that great fortune one, on his shoulders, they thought. Lord had indeed, after disappearing from amidst gopis, taken Radha to an isolated place. She had then begun to think herself superior to other gopis. So at one place she said, O Lord, I cannot walk now. My tender feet are tired. Kindly carry me on your shoulders to wherever you wish. At her request, Lord Krishna agreed to carry her on his shoulder. But as soon as she proceeded to ride, Lord disappeared from there also. Now Radhji began to cry and wail and fainted. At the same time, other gopis also reached there and found Radha lying unconscious on the ground. All of them, including Radha, then returned to the bank of Yamuna and began to wait for Krishna's appearance. Gopika Geet. O Lord, your incarnation has increased the glory of Vrajabhumi. Even the glory of Vaikunth, goddess Lakshmi herself, came to stay in Vraj. Govind, we have dedicated our lives at your feet. Now we are searching you everywhere. O Madan Mohan, kindly show your beautiful face once. Prashant, Pranantha, your eyes that are even more beautiful than the lotus that bloom in ponds is pricking our hearts. We are all your slaves. If you kill us by your separation, will not you be criticized, O Purushottam? We have protected us on many occasions. You are the remover of miseries of Raj people. O Lord, you are not the son of Yashoda only, but you are the soul of all the living beings. At the request of Brahma, you have arrived on earth to remove her burden. Why don't you protect us? Our lives are in danger because of your separation. O Lord, your tales are like ambrosia. Your ambrosial tales pacify those who are inflicted with mundane obstacles and sorrows. They are indeed great and fortunate who recite your tales. O Purushottam, for the musics of your flute, we gave up everything, our husbands, children, social bindings, everything. We even dedicated our lives for the sake of your love. Now nothing amuses us except you. We are living only to have a sight of you. Now you are wandering from forest to forest with your tender feet, which even we did not bear in our hearts for the fears of hurting them. How much would they be suffering? We are fainting in your worry. Oh, the dearest one, we are yours, and we shall be yours forever. Saying these words, gopis burst into tears. Shukadev says, Parikshit, when the beloved gopis burst into tears, Krishna's patience gave way. His heart melted at their condition, and he appeared amidst them. A sweet smile played on his beautiful face. He wore a garland of fresh Vaijayanti flowers and yellow clothes. His beauty could have moved even Kamadev. Seeing their beloved Kanaya once again amidst them, gopis got a new lease of life. All of them began to embrace Lord and thus quench the fire of separation that was burning their bodies. Thereafter, along with the beauties of Raj, Lord came to the bank of Yamuna. Gopis put their queries before him for solution. Lord said, O beloved gopis, I do not reciprocate to the desire of my beloved ones for physical love. Because of it, their conscience remains always engrossed in me. Hence I take to hiding even after meeting, so that you could feel complete imbibement in me. Maharas. From the words of the Lord, gopis forgot the pains of separation. From the closeness of their beloved, their lives were successful now. With those gopis, Lord Krishna started Maharas on the pious banks of river Yamuna. All the gods gathered in sky to witness that divine festival. Gopis were even more fortunate than Lakshmi. But even amidst crowds of gopis who were eager to devote their everything to him, Lord completely refrained from desires, feelings, and even action. That Lord defeated even Kamadev and removed his ego.